Hey guys, welcome to our Gridiron Football Player of the Week show. I am Jace LeJeune, your host. We're in week 13 now. We've been handing out 12 of these already. About to make it 13, and we're going to go to Northeast Louisiana, where we announced last night that our Gridiron Football Player of the Week is Hagen Herring from Sterlington High School, representing the Panthers up in Northeast Louisiana. And Coach Joey can't join us. Obviously, he's a lot going on with as semifinals being today. But I do appreciate Coach Bovington for taking time today, the running backs coach. And hey, what a better perspective, right? A guy that's Coach Hagen and has developed him to have a type of performance like he did. But guys, before we go on and ask y'all some questions about the performance, let's go over Hagen's performance. And I mean, big time players step up and make big time plays in big games, and that's what Hagen did. And anytime he played at Oak Grove, it was a really good football team over there. 182 yards, 3 touchdowns with only 11 carries. So he did his damage every time he got the football. And this is a really good football team. Has won 4 of the last 5 state championships in Division 4. They moved up to Division 3, and they were able to knock out Oak Grove and advance to the finals. So first, I'm going to go to the hero of that game, Hagen. Congratulations on winning Gridiron Football Player of the Week, and just what are your overall thoughts on winning this award?
I really don't know what to think about it, honestly. I got picked for Beast of the Week, too, and didn't end up winning that one, so I wasn't that confident about this one, but I'm very thankful for winning this one. Yes, sir.
Yeah, humble young man, Hagen, coach. You've been around him.
Semino, please come to student services. Trey Semino, please come to student services.
Right, we got the whole experience there.
Yeah.
But coach, you've been around this young man. You got a front row seat and seeing him be able to run for that many yards and 3 touchdowns. Just talk about his performance and why y'all decided for him to be a nominee, especially performing in a big game like that.
Well, Hagen is always going to run the football hard. He's always going to do what he's asked to coach. Asked what he's coached to do, and he's going to very coachable kid. And we know when the game is tough, when it's the game's on the line and per se, we can give it to Hagen and put it in his hands, and he's going to take care of us. So, not a more deserving kid than Hagen Herring.
Hagen, for you, I mean, I guess like the big game, Oak Grove's a really great football team as well. I mean, y'all really mirror each other a whole lot in terms of the teams and everything. So I know how big of a game and a big of a win this was for you. Where's this game ranked for you? That Oak Grove win, and I guess specifically your performance over your career.
That was definitely top 2. I like beating Oak Grove, and especially it was Coach Doty's first time beating Oak Grove at home, so that was a fun time.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anytime those two teams go at it, for the win, it adds a little notch to it. Coach, for you, what was working that night for Hagen, and what really contributed to that big performance he had last week?
Well, I mean, it goes back to just our preparation at practice. He was ready for the game plan along with every one of his teammates. We practiced a great plan, and we put it on the field on Friday night. And he was just as prepared as everybody else was, and he was ready to go execute.
Yeah, you certainly did. Now you have 3 touchdowns, Hagen. They all count as 6 points, and they're all awesome in their own way. But to you, was there a favorite touchdown run of the 3 for you?
Yes, sir. Probably my first one. It was the longest one. I didn't know if I was going to score that one running in between 2 DBs, so that was probably the best one.
Okay. What about you, Coach? Was there a favorite of the 3?
Well, I have to agree with Hagen. That first one really, we threw a screen to one of our receivers, a little tunnel screen, and picked up about 5 or 6. And then, a funny story, I'm actually up in the box trying to fix our huddle sideline stuff. So, I don't even make it down to the sideline all the way, and all I see is the back of this man's jersey. So, I mean, I have to agree the first one just because it set the tone of, we're here, we're ready, and, it was on from there.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. Hagen, for you, how do you describe your running style? If you had to describe yourself as a running back, how would you describe yourself?
I'm not the fastest. I'm pretty aggressive when I run, and when I get after it, I'm gonna keep getting after it, and I'm gonna keep the step going. So.
Yeah, you got to keep on running, man. I mean, I totally get it. And coach, I mean, you've been around him. You coached this young man a whole lot. This is an opportunity. I mean, he's a senior, and I know this is it's never too late to start promoting yourself for college coaches. So for being around this young man, as not only as a football player but as a student athlete as well, why should colleges continue to look at this man a little bit, young man, a little bit more in terms of the recruiting world and starting to get him some attention as far as being part of their football program?
Well, like I alluded to earlier, Hagen is always going to do what he's asked to do. He's a guy that's going to put the team first. There's been weeks where he didn't get as many touches as maybe another guy on our team has, but he's always there supporting that kid. So he's a team player. He's all about the team. He's a very coachable kid, and he's a worker. And the weight room, wait for that bell to go off.
Oh, that brings me back memories. Trust me.
But in the weight room, he's going to grind it out. He's going to do what he's asked to do. And then on the practice field, he's a hard worker at practice as well. So you wouldn't be making a mistake by taking a chance on this kid.
And you got some pretty good genes as well, Hagen. I mean, I believe it's your older brother, Hunter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I should have figured with that being Monroe and with the Herring last name, pretty good football player. Should have put one and one together. But how was your older brother, Hunter? I know he was a great quarterback at Washita Christian back in the covered him a couple years ago when he was playing there. But how has he helped you as an athlete and just as a young man, as a football player? How has he helped you?
He's taught me many things. He's been a good role model on and off the field. He kind of taught me, never let down even when you're not doing the greatest. Overall, though, he's taught me how to be a better man off the field too. So he's been a good role model to me.
Well, absolutely. He's still over at UOM?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's awesome. That's great. That's great to hear. He was definitely one of the guys I remember covering as well from over at Louisiana Football Magazine back a couple years ago. But Coach, now let's talk about a little bit about this team really as a whole. I mean, Sterlington's had a couple state championships over the last couple of years, and whether it's been Coach Thomas a couple of years back, whether it's been Coach Doty, this has been a really good football program, and it seems like with Oak Grove moving up, you have St. James and Union Parish, and it seems like there's also Sterlington, and y'all proved our point that hey, we should definitely be there with the other teams as well. Just what has impressed you the most with this football team, and why you think they're in the position that they are of playing the Superdome once again?
Well, I mean, we've kind of created a culture around here. Our kids come in understanding this is what we do. This is our process. Most of them buy into the process. And what's good about this year is Coach Doty really bought into playing a tougher schedule, making us prepared for, the games we're going to play. Obviously, the game we played last week and the game we're going to play this week, and hopefully the game we're going to play next week. But we went through a stretch there early in the year where, we took some lumps, but hopefully, it all works out in the end. But I would just attribute it to our culture. Ever since back when Coach Thompson took over, he created a culture, and then Coach Doty just took the baton and ran with it as well. And so our kids understand that, and our assistant, all the coaches on staff, they know that. And so that's just what we do around here.
Yeah, it's a winning culture. That's for sure, and you showed that last week against Oak Grove, and a little bit about against Gina. But Coach, before I talk to you about Gina, I'm gonna go back to you, Hagen. What is it like? Make sure you give him some kind words here. He's right next to you, but make sure. So talk about your coach, Coach Buffington, Coach Doty. What's it like playing for these guys?
It's been great. They've given me a lot of chances, even when I made mistakes and wasn't able to do stuff. They got me through it and gave me plenty of opportunities to make big things happen. So it's been great.
Yeah, and I believe, Coach, that these semifinal teams, I believe this is the same four semifinal teams from last year. It's just a different combination when it comes on the
Right.
games, but it's the same. It's St. James, Union Parish, y'all, and Gina. And now let's talk about obviously the game that y'all focus on is the latter. But talk about Gina. I know they're a great football team. They're a semifinal team a year ago. Coach Roar does a great job with that program. Just talk about the matchup tonight and what do you think are some of the keys to victory in order for the Panthers to reach the Superdome.
Well, Gina is, you could almost say they're a spitting image of us. They want to run the football. They want to be physical. They want to obviously impose their will on somebody. But offensively speaking, from an offensive perspective, we got to hold on to the football. We can't give them extra possessions. We got to execute the game plan. Whatever play's called, we got to do it. What we're asked to do. But the big thing, I think, a key to the game is turnovers and time of possession. I think too. If we can control those things, I think hopefully we'll come out on the right end of it.
Yeah, and for you, Hagen, one more opportunity, right? 48 more minutes, right, until you can, for a chance to go to the Superdome, right? This is huge, big opportunity for y'all. Just what's your message as a senior leader, right? A senior captain for his team, for your teammates as y'all go and do battle with Gina for 48 minutes for a right to play under the lights next week.
Play as physical as you can play, and play for your team, not for yourself.
Simple as that. Simple as that. And just overall, as we wrap this one up, I'm also going to say appreciate really everybody that went out and voted for Hagen to win Gridiron Football Player of the Week. We've given out 12 of these all year, and it's a two-part system really. The first part, you have to be nominated by your coach, or the fans get a chance to chime in every now and then. But it's really the coaches that have the nominations for it, and then the fans go out and they have to vote for Player of the Week. And Sterlington really stood out this past week. There's as far as the community goes. I mean, I think closing in at close to 10,000 votes this week for you. So think about that, Hagen, for a minute, about how you got close to about 10,000 votes from fans for you to win Player of the Week. So what are your reactions there? About the community, the fan base supporting you and wanting to get those votes?
To be honest with you, I didn't even know I knew that many people. I saw that many votes. I thank all of them for voting for me. That was definitely a good thing to win right there. And it was special for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to say that you can vote as many times as you want, but I'm curious how many of those people voted 500, 1,000 times for you. So, that's what I'm really curious about. But, Coach, same question goes to you. Just this community, right, backing y'all. Now, it's easy when you win a whole lot. I know y'all do over there. Y'all win a whole lot of football games, but really the community goes back and supports y'all. And, I've seen y'all in the Dome a lot of times, and that community does travel down there for sure. So what can you say about how special this community is, how tight-knit this community is, and just the school and everybody being involved?
Well, I've been, involved with Sterlington for a good part of my life, and even I've seen the lowest lows. I've seen when we were struggling, and even when we were struggling, the community still got behind this football team. And obviously, it's even better when we are successful, and they still support us. It's probably going to be packed out tonight, and we expect nothing less. But can't thank our community enough. They're always there for us, whether they want to say something negative or positive, but they're still there. And we can't thank them enough for supporting Hagen and our football team and Coach Doty and everybody else.
And then before I wrap up, guys, and let y'all be on your way, and because I know y'all got a pretty big game to prepare for tonight, Hagen, for you, any players, any teammates, any people you want to thank that really helped you get this performance last week?
I want to thank all my linemen for sure. They played a huge part in that role, and I couldn't have done it without them for sure. So, and I also want to thank Gavin Evans, our fullback. Yes, sir.
You're smart. You're thanking the big boys up front, making sure they get their words of encouragement because hey, I mean they set the pave the way for you. So definitely. So hopefully we get a similar type of performance tonight. I know you're going to need it against a really good Gina team. So good luck to y'all. I'm gonna let y'all be on your way. But thank y'all for everybody that voted for this young man Hagen. I'm sure Sterlington fans are wondering what he gets. Well, Hagen not only gets this interview, obviously we actually played his highlights while we were talking, but you'll also get a Letterman jacket patch as well that says Gridiron Football Player of the Week. So he'll get a chance to wear that and strut around the school campus and show it off to his friends and his teammates. But yeah, he'll get a Letterman jacket patch that says Gridiron Football Player of the Week, and you're also automatically nominated for Gridiron Football Player of the Year at the end of the year if you win Gridiron Football Player of the Week. So that's what Hagen also gets. But Coach, good luck tonight. Go Panthers, and hopefully we'll be seeing y'all guys in the Superdome next week.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you so
Thank
much,
you.
Jace.
All right, not a problem, guys. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all next week on the Gridiron Football Player of the Week show.